Well, back again, and sorry for that high-pitched voice, I don't normally do that. A year ago I done a video, and the theme of it was, you'll never know what will catch on with you. And while I was using pro wrestling as the example, what was I really talking about? I was talking about things in life, and things that you see, and things that you do, and how we shouldn't really limit ourselves to a criteria and restrain ourselves to a criteria. And sometimes we need to be a bit more open-minded and see past what we're looking at, because what might be in there might connect with you. And I know that I was using pro wrestling as an example because every time we talk about the perfect main eventer or the perfect pro wrestler, how they've got to look like this, this and this, and every time throughout history, whenever there's been that one guy, they've always been different from the next guy. And that was what I was using as the illustration, is that you never know what will catch on. You never know what will make the audience gravitate. And this year, what am I talking about now? What will I be talking about this year? I've noticed in 2013, a lot of us on here, on channels, a lot of us fans in this universe, whether it's comic books, pro wrestling, mixed martial arts, whatever it is we're into, but specifically those three, when we are boxing too, when we are watching what we're watching and we're invested in what we're invested in, and we feel something, we almost feel a bit ashamed of feeling it. And it's hard for us to go out there and talk about these things with people who aren't really into this stuff. And we almost feel ashamed when we talk about it, because people look at us like we've got 15 eyes. And they're like, God, what are you talking about? And it's hard for us to get these things out, and we almost feel a bit ashamed, and we almost kind of want to hold back. And what I'm getting at is the reason why we are feeling what we feel, wow, I sound like a psychologist, is because these art forms have done their job. These art forms have made us react. These art forms have got us invested. We care about what we're seeing, and we shouldn't feel ashamed of expressing our views here. And just in life, when something gives you that reaction, don't feel ashamed for feeling it. Let it happen. Let it take its course. Let it, happen organically, not forced, but organically. And when you feel frustrated because Daniel Bryan isn't being pushed properly, and 1 minute he's in the main event at SummerSlam, and prior to that the entire audience are doing that, yes, and he's the guy over everybody else, even John Cena, and you feel touched by that, don't feel ashamed to feel that. When you're frustrated because a great cartoon series like Young Justice was really taking off, and you're really getting into the characters, and you even feel bummed out when they killed off Kid Flash, but you're still into the series, and then they, chop it off of the table and say, no, you're not getting any more, and you feel frustrated by that and annoyed by that, and you want to get out on YouTube and talk about it, you shouldn't feel ashamed to actually go out and do that. When you watch Anderson Silva and Chris Weidman fight, and Weidman does the unthinkable, right, and knocks out Anderson Silva, don't feel ashamed to be feeling the way you do, whether it's upset that Anderson lost or euphoria and jubilation because Chris Weidman knocked him out. Don't feel ashamed by it. And I remember watching a video, and this is what brought me to that point. I think it was Comic Book Girl 19, and she did a video, and she was talking about, I think it was X-Men, or was it? No, it wasn't. It was All-Star Superman. And she was reading All-Star Superman, and there's a part of the story where you can hear like the people pretty much making fun of Clark, and he can hear with his super hearing. And it's quite an interesting scene and a touching scene in some respects as it progresses. And she got a bit choked up by it. And to me, that's a very good thing. When you feel that, that means that the writing's been very powerful. That means that the writing's had the heart, the care, and the organic flowing to it to make you feel like that. And I think as fans of whether it's MMA, pro wrestling, comic books, boxing, we should demand more of that, more of this organic touching in here and making you excited more than anything. Let's not have these forced down our throats, and if you feel something, don't be ashamed to come out and feel it. Don't be ashamed to come out and talk about it. Look, people might think you're a nerd for going out talking about Daniel Bryan not being pushed and CM Punk not being pushed and Dave Bautista coming back and how it's going to ruin your roster, or this, that and the other, or Spider-Rock and Uriah Faber getting too many title shots, and people are going to be like, oh, what are you talking about? Don't listen to them. Just come out there and get out on the camera and talk about it. And that's what I want to tell every one of you, all 177 of you here on YouTube that are subscribed to me. Let's do that. Every time we feel something, let's come out here online on YouTube. Let's make videos. Let's write comments. Let's do videos like this. Let's interact with each other. Let's have fun. We can enjoy it. We can exist within this bubble. And I want to say to every one of you, thank you for coming here. Thank you for writing on here. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for commenting on them. And I'll tell you what, 2014, we're really, really, really going to go for it this year. And I've got so many ideas, and if you've got ideas or things that you want me to talk about, I demand that you write them on here, and I will quite happily do them. And other than that, do I have anything else I want to say? No. Other than that, if this is your first time meeting my channel or seeing my channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing videos on MMA, pro wrestling. I'll be talking about comic books a bit more. I'll be talking about other things, maybe films every once in a while a bit more. I'll do fan request videos. Anything you want, I'll quite happily do it for you. And yeah, 2014, let's make it a good one. Even if there's some challenges in the way, they can be overcome. But guys, let's make it a good one. And as I said last year in 2013 about there being criterias, I guess you never know what catches on. Guys, take care and have a good one.